He is essentially their manservant.
Can you imagine if we all started quacking at once?
No human would win in a fight against a cow.
No.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
I think we're Goldilocks.
We're Goldilocks.
I mean, not like in the sense that
we're breaking and entering and then stealing a variety of things from around the house for our own use.
Something like that.
Okay.
I kind of meant it in the sense of like saying we're good.
Yeah.
Or instead of saying good.
Oh, Goldilocks was anything but good. She was a criminal. And quite frankly, just very rude.
She was a scamp.
Just a very rude lady overall.
Little scamp. That's a horrible word, isn't it?
Scamp?
Scamp. It sounds bad.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse.
So act like none of this happened, everybody. We should start the show here. Just like
Works for me.
We just started the show. Act like nothing happened. There's a piece that we were just talking about, everybody. Welcome back to Sushi Jackknife. Mm-hmm. Sorry, it's been a little bit. There were reasons.
We'll talk about reasons.
We'll talk about reasons.
Okay.
We just did a whole bit about a thing, but then I got really nervous about the bit, and we don't normally edit at all. But today I felt like and it was my fault. It wasn't anything Nathan did.
Justin is worried that he might have offended someone
Yeah.
with the previous bit. I'm in the clear and I don't care.
Right. So, on that note, wasn't that fun, everyone?
Yeah. So I wanted to bring this up real quick. I'm
Yeah.
drinking your green tea.
You're drinking my greens.
Your Numi
It's Numi.
organic tea.
Is that Newman's girlfriend?
That's how you say it. Which is, it's a jasmine green tea. Mm-hmm. But they've taken the time to describe it as green tea scented with real jasmine blossoms.
Huh. Yeah.
Is there an alternative in scenting tea to using real jasmine blossoms?
Probably. I bet there probably is.
In a Numi organic tea. I feel like that would be the only choice.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to say it. They just
Yeah.
wanted to put it in our face that they use real
They're
jasmine
so cocky
blossoms.
about their jasmine blossoms.
They are.
Just so cocky.
Those fuckers over at Numi. Actually, they make great tea.
It's fun.
I like it.
It's fun.
Their Earl Grey is one of my favorites.
Well, this tea is acceptable. It's hot. Caffeine in it. That's really all I can
Tastes
ask.
green. Tastes like green. Yeah, so
Yeah.
why did we...
There's a lot of things that happened.
There's a lot of things that happened.
The main one for me was I was sick last week.
Yeah. How's that E. coli thing going for you?
Well, there's no E. coli.
Okay.
It was. So I'm going to tell a story here, and for this, you need the background. That's why I'm oversharing right now to let you know it was stomach stuff.
Get close, everybody.
Stomach stuff.
Yeah.
Now I'm really going to overshare.
Okay, let's do it.
So we were supposed to record
Last Friday, maybe? Thursday or Friday?
whatever.
Yeah. No, Thursday or Friday before last.
Well,
Yeah.
and I had to cancel it.
Mm-hmm.
I spent the entire week in intestinal distress.
Oh, no.
We'll say it like that.
The whole week?
Well, weekend.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
weekend.
Okay,
yes.
I was like, God.
So, and I was feeling quite a bit better for Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to work. The last thing you want is for anyone to notice like that you don't feel good or anything when you go to work, right?
Yeah.
And so I packed up my lunch like normal, got my bag like normal, and I drove there. I'm walking in, walk all the way through the lobby, ride up the elevator with multiple people, walk to my desk, and realize that the anti-diarrhea medicine that I had packed was in my lunchbox in a mesh pocket with the label faced out towards everyone that had been on the elevator with me. So for sure, at least one person that day was like, hey, Nathan's got the squirts. And you can't really just, walk around to everyone you saw and go, it was an in-case situation.
You're anything if not... Wait, no, I said that backwards. You're nothing if not a good Boy Scout.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's what I pride myself most on, is my Boy Scouting ability.
So everyone sees your anti-diarrhea meds.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know who noticed, but I think there were 5 people on the elevator with me. Odds are 1 out of those 5 people at least noticed the bright blue box in my gray lunchbox that just said in large, because we buy generic in my house.
Oh, certainly.
It just says anti-diarrhea.
Doesn't even give you like the mask of a brand name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fully 100% advertising why it exists and why I have it. I did not have to use it. Just in case anyone wants to know.
Oh, yeah, I did. I was going to ask. So the weekend was rough, but by Monday, you were okay.
Yeah. And I've made it all the way to today.
Wow.
Yeah. I have not pooped my pants one time.
Is that a gurgle I hear over there? I got to be honest with you. That's kind of where I thought that story was going to go.
Yeah.
Because you were like, I got all the way to my desk, and then I realized
that I had pooped my pants.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm an adult. I very rarely poop my pants.
Yeah, that's good.
So
you got the ratio down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's this guy. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before. I don't remember his name. I think I heard about it on that podcast, 99% Invisible, a long time ago. Good show. There's this guy that does like an annual report every year of his life, and he'll be like, times I ate ice cream, and he'll put it on like a graph, and then he'll break it down by flavor, and then like days that I got a parking ticket, times that I wore a blue shirt, stuff like that. And he puts it all like this mundane information into like this report, and it kind of becomes this interesting thing. And I was just thinking about times I didn't poop my pants this year on a pie chart.
Oh man, I hope that the ratio isn't, so close that he can graph on a pie chart number of times I didn't poop my pants versus number of times I did.
Right, because there has to be.
We're down to 8%.
Just this little sliver right here. That's 2% over last year. It's been a rough year.
For some reason in my head, I imagine him presenting this entire report to a board of directors.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So you'll see
that this year, as you'll see, our blue shirt usage was up 23%.
Woo!
Yeah.
Our mint chocolate chip consumption way down. Feeling good about that. Way down.
Oh man.
Yeah, you could get really granular with something like that.
Do you remember? Was he married?
No. I think he's a single guy.
That's probably going to continue to be the case.
Imagine
no one wants to put up with that.
Imagine you're doing that to your partner. That would be awful. They would kill you.
Honey, do you want me to graph your stuff today too?
It would be all you did all the time.
I was graphing socks. Do you want me to graph your socks as well?
Just thought you'd like to know how often you wear those booties.
Oh, that would be so miserable.
Oh, it'd be awful.
I honestly cannot think of a worse thing you would have to put up with on a daily basis
than someone graphing your life.
Yeah.
Likewise. So you were sick, and then I left town.
Yeah.
I just
You just blew this pop
kicked
stand.
up my boots and headed west. And Podcast Dog was with me. No, actually, she stayed here.
You headed west all the way
To-
to the other side of the state.
Yeah, Memphis, Tennessee.
You went from the middle of the state to
To
the west of the
Memphis.
state.
I've been calling it Memphis for some reason.
Memphis.
I don't know why. It just feels... I like Memphis. I'm going to throw that out there. First of all, I've been there many times, but this is like the first time I think I've ever stayed there overnight. It's always been day trips.
Oh, you gotta stay there overnight.
That's about 3 hours from here.
Yeah.
3.5, something like that. 2.5, 3.5. So we went because my wife was doing a training thing. She was like leading a training thing.
What were they training?
About like brain development and stuff. You don't really care.
that
I didn't
much.
think you did. Yeah.
I needed to know if it added anything to the story. And as it
It
turns
doesn't.
out,
No.
it's not relevant.
It was just an excuse to go. So Holden and I went, and like that meant that like during the day she was gone, and he and I would like do stuff, and then pick her up in the afternoon. And so that was fun. We stayed. The hotel room tried me. We stayed at a Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn's generally fine, good. I would say.
It's the third option. There's the hotel, the motel, and the Holiday Inn. Go ahead.
Yeah. I learned through the course of the week that Holiday Inn originated in, what, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is that like a commercial or
Sugar
something?
Hill Gang, come on.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Hotel.
Hotel motel.
Hotel, Holiday Inn. Go ahead.
So, you need to pull that up. So, we stayed at the Holiday Inn, found out through the course of the week that the first Holiday Inn was in Memphis. And so, the great thing about the Holiday Inn was that it was a Holiday Inn, you might say, in transition. It was a Holiday Inn that was going
Aren't
through...
they all always in transition? though?
It was a Holiday Inn wherein the upper floors were being renovated.
Yeah.
I believe they were renovating from the top down, though they were also renovating the lobby. So they were renovating from the bottom and the top at the same time.
I don't know why, but I feel like that would be the wrong way to renovate. I honestly don't have any idea why I think that. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really, no.
But I would assume you would start at the bottom,
Go up.
and then go up.
Yeah, wouldn't you think? So
Maybe they don't want to haul all their equipment back down.
see, that makes sense. If you take it upstairs one time, every time you finish a floor,
I don't know.
you're just bringing it down one flight of
Ridiculous.
stairs. Yeah.
All of it's ridiculous.
So, I don't know if you've ever stayed in a hotel that was being renovated while you were staying in it. Mm-hmm. Not the best experience I've had in my life. I will say, the people were lovely. They made up for it. But, the drills and hammers and saws started not at 8 a.m., at 7:55 every
7:55.
damn morning.
That's a very exact time for them to start.
They did. They started at 7:55.
Do you think they lined
can I
up
say?
at 7:50, got their tools, and then
Synchronized
the
their
foreman
watches?
is just there going, all right, we got 45 more seconds.
And it's like, how when you drill into concrete, it resonates.
Yeah.
And so it just traveled through
yeah.
the entire building. It was awful. Yeah, and the construction guys were like everywhere. So you would get in the elevator and you'd be in there with like two dudes that are like, like just sawed some shit and they smell terrible, and they're sweating and everything. They're working, they're working.
Yeah.
And you have just gotten out of the shower. You've used your complimentary why is it always coconut? Coconut soap. The little bars have like a coconutty, I don't know why.
I always just call it hotel soap.
Why?
I don't know what it is.
Is coconut like the cheapest scent that they have?
Probably.
Yeah. That must be what it is, right?
I mean, it could be worse than coconut.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be like a very strong floral scent.
That's true.
That would be way worse.
That would
than
be
coconut.
worse. I agree. That stuff, by the way, sucks all the moisture out of your body. It's like laying in sand and
Yeah.
It's horrible. Anyway, so not the best experience I've ever had staying in this hotel, but like I said, the people were great, so they kind of made up for it because they were awesome. And they had just put in the bar, so like literally, I was the first. What does this say about my life? I was the first customer at the hotel bar.
Are they going to hang a plaque?
I think so. I got a selfie with the bartender.
The bronze bust.
Yeah. Memphis is great though. Memphis has a lot of culture. The way I would contrast it to Nashville, right? Nashville, everyone is trying super, super hard. There's a high level of fuck giving in Nashville.
And well, I think that depends on where you're at.
It depends on where you're at. In
and
Memphis,
what you're doing.
Yeah, overall. In Memphis, the level of fucks is significantly less.
See, this is a you situation here.
Me situation?
Yes, because of the circles you run in. That's not an everyday situation.
Okay.
We have a lot of people here that do not care. It's in the music industry, yes.
Oh, that's my circle.
In the music circle.
Yeah.
In the everything else circle.
The day-to-day living life.
Nah, people don't.
So it's a comparable level of fucks between the two.
Probably.
Okay. All right. Well,
and if you went to Memphis, and you got into that Memphis hip hop scene, I bet you'd see it's right there with the same level of trying.
That's probably true.
Can't knock the hustle.
No, you can't knock the hustle.
Knock the hustle.
Hustle and flow, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone.
That was a thing, yeah.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying that I need to watch this movie.
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. We should watch it together. That sounds like a nice friend activity for
I don't
us.
know. I feel like, and this is going to be a fairly controversial thing to say here.
Yeah.
At a certain point, if I haven't watched a movie, I'm just never going to watch that movie.
I know what you mean.
And I think that movie has crossed the threshold. It's probably a 5-year rule.
Yeah.
Anything older than 5 years, unless
a classic.
Yeah, unless it's a classic.
You're never going to. Let me say, I want to caveat my number of fucks thing in saying that I was refreshed by it. Because a lot of people that I run to, and you're right, it's my circle, the people I run into here are trying super hard to the point that it's annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're being fake a lot of the time. There, people aren't really being fake, and it's awesome. It's refreshing. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, like you know, you're not putting on a front, you know what I mean, as much.
Or are they just better at it?
Could be. Whoa.
Think about it, man.
Why are you acting like my therapist right now?
Oh.
Making me think about other shit.
Expand your mind.
I don't like it. I don't want to think about other shit.
And for the record, Hustle and Flow is from 2005. It's definitely never going to be watched. We're a cool decade and a half away from that now, so.
That's wild. So anyway, we did a few things while we were there. I rode a riverboat. First time for that. That was cool. With my kid. That was fun. We had a very, a great tour guide who told us stories about boats that sank and boats that caught on fire.
Let me ask you this, because I've ridden a riverboat. Do you believe them? Do you believe their stories?
A little, not a whole, not all of it.
I guess it was a lake boat, technically, because it was in the Great Lakes.
I think that's the problem.
But they had the same number of this is the boat, this is where this boat sank. Well, there was a big storm, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know that I believe that this many boats have been lost to the Lake Michigan shoreline.
This guy said, God, what did he say? I think he said 1,200 or something like that are in the bottom of the river. And he said that the way the river works, this is the Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
You don't find shit. There's so much mud and it all moves and stuff so much that
that I believe.
Things just go away and you never see it again. You know what I mean?
The 1,200, it seems feasible.
Yeah.
keeping in mind that we're going back to like
18. What the fuck?
Like 1820.
Yeah, exactly.
And that seems feasible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always feel like any of their stories, it's probably about a tenth of the level of drama that they try to bring to it.
Yeah, I think so.
Like a lot of those were like a person on some sort of raft.
Right.
They're like, my raft is going down. I better get off my raft. And then they got off on the shoreline and walked away.
And there's a guy over there going, tally mark.
Yeah.
That's how we get 1,200.
875. Let's keep going.
Come on. And he's got a hype man. Mm-hmm. Mark it, man. Mark it. So, we ate at the arcade restaurant, which is where Elvis used to eat.
Okay.
I think they're the originator of the peanut butter banana rig. At least,
that's a claim to fame, right there.
And
it tastes good in your mouth hole.
Sure does.
That's their motto.
Yeah, it tastes
good in your mouth hole.
I had French toast there. Very good. What else did we do? Children's Museum. I mean, it was a children's museum.
Did you go to the Civil Rights Museum?
Didn't do that. I didn't do a lot of the. I didn't want to I have a 4-year-old. I didn't want to museum him out. You know what I mean?
No, not too woke.
No, all the times I've been to Memphis too, and I still haven't been.
I actually need to go back at some point.
Yeah,
because we went like a year ago to see a Grizzlies game.
Woke. Yeah, Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, but we were there overnight.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do any museums.
Sure,
because we only had like 3 hours.
Yeah,
that they would have been open by the time we were there anyway.
Totally.
And if you're there one night, you don't want to go to all the museums that are there.
You'll be tired of shit. Yeah.
So I mentioned just the other day that we need to go back, and my wife's response was, "Why?" And I said, "There's a lot of museums and stuff to go see. I don't know that we're going back to Memphis."
You got a strong reaction, huh?
It was. She apparently found it boring.
Really?
I mean, we didn't go to any museums. I don't know how you can say it was boring. We mostly went to the hotel and then walked from the hotel to the basketball game and then walked back from the basketball game to the hotel.
There you go.
And then we slept.
Here's what I learned. The Peabody Hotel in Memphis, which is a historic, been there since way back.
We went in there.
You went in there?
Yeah, we were
beautiful.
We were like a block away from it.
Yeah, we were right across the street. That place is worth staying in. They do the duck thing.
Yeah.
Did you see the duck thing?
Well,
I have a child. You didn't have a child at the time.
We went to the duck thing.
You went to the duck thing.
Here's what they don't tell you about the duck thing.
All right.
You know how on TV, when they talk about the duck thing, they make it sound like it attracts huge crowds.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's ducks. It can't possibly be. They don't give you a warning on TV that is legitimately what actually really does happen. They're not overselling it. If anything, they're underselling the amount of people who are there.
Yeah, it's true.
I saw not one duck because we were so
There's
far.
so many. Yeah.
Like it was people lined up like 5 deep to see these ducks. They're just, I don't know what they look like. I don't know.
Do people know what the duck thing is?
No, well, it's, I guess we should tell them.
Yeah.
It's the hotel, and I looked this up at the time, don't remember why.
Yeah.
But they have a tradition of walking ducks through the hotel up to their roost.
They have a duck palace on the roof.
And then back down and...
Well, I think they start at the duck palace. That's where they live.
They start there, come down to the fountain, right?
They take the elevator down to the fountain.
Naturally.
There is a duck master who is a guy, very dapper, like bellhop type suit with a duck cane. And he, essentially yells at the ducks.
How much do you think a duck master gets paid?
I wondered a lot about that.
Is that his only job, or is that like Tony the janitor? And Tony gets to take a break in the morning and in the evening.
And be the duck master.
Yeah, be the duck master.
I thought about that. I thought, like, does this guy work the desk the rest of the time? How boring would that be? Because you're the duck master twice a day, but the rest of the time you're just checking people in, checking people out, saying, yeah, I can get you another box of tissues, whatever. No, I think that's his whole gig, because I think he feeds them. I think he waters them. I think he takes them to the vet. I think he does his thing. I think he... I like to think that he has a desk over where... like in the duck palace. In the duck palace.
That he sits at all day, just answering the phone, going, "The ducks come back down at 4:50."
Exactly.
It's 4:50. That's when we'll get the ducks. You want to line up early? Okay. It's ringing again.
I hope he has like a throne. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
he gets like a legit.
No, the ducks get a throne.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He is essentially their manservant.
That's true. He's a slave to the ducks.
He's the bitch to the ducks.
He's the duck bitch.
He does all of the ducks' bidding.
Duck bitch.
Yeah. If the ducks want, if they want cake at 3 a.m., guess who has to go get the ducks their 3 a.m. cake?
The duck picks up the phone and goes, whack, whack. And this guy has to get up out of bed. I assume he has like a fold out bed in the duck palace.
It's somewhere. A Murphy bed.
Yeah, it's a Murphy bed. So they bring him down on the elevator. Everything in this place is ducks, by the way.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful old hotel, marble floors,
a lot of payphones,
that
don't really work.
A piano in the lobby, a bar in the lobby, just nice as shit, beautiful. And there's this fountain in the middle of the lobby. Well, these ducks walk a red carpet from the elevator up a couple little stairs, and they jump in the fountain and they swim around. He then rolls up the carpet, does his thing, answers questions, gives little duck pins to children. Holden got a little duck pin, super cute. And then they go back up, and he fucks off to do whatever he's got to do,
which is
be their slave,
whatever the ducks tell him to do.
And he feeds them this like cracked corn or something, and that's how they're trained. But literally, they go, and he goes, "Duckies, stop!" And they stop, and the duckies go, and they go.
I wonder how hard it is to train a duck.
It's got to be pretty goddamn stupid, right? Like,
you would think. But does that make it easier or harder? Because if they have no reasoning, and you're like, here's some food, if you do the thing, they may just go, I'm going to stop all the time now.
Apparently, and they're so well trained that he just left. Like, they stayed in the fountain.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And he just left.
While he goes and answers his phone.
He's got one of those wooden ducks. That's the phone. You got to think any animal that has allowed human beings to keep it and systematically murder it for thousands of years has got to be pretty fucking stupid, right? Like a cow can't be. Well, I guess there's pigs. They say pigs are pretty smart.
Yeah, I mean, not smart enough.
But like, I think chickens are obviously stupid.
Yeah,
like you look at a chicken.
Chickens are the dumbest.
I wonder if they're stupider than they were when we started, though. Like pre-domestication. I wonder if chickens were sitting around doing Sudoku, and then we just started to breed the stupid. We took the stupidest chicken. The chicken that couldn't hold a pencil.
I feel like what you're describing is going to be the next thing that like Whole Foods starts advertising. This chicken had an IQ of 95, much higher than most of the chickens.
That's most higher than most people.
95? No.
What is the IQ? How does that work? I forget.
Let's see.
In the low end, like 70? If a chicken had an IQ of 95, it would be walking around talking and stuff.
Not necessarily.
I think.
What are you saying, that everyone who can't speak
wow
has an IQ below 92?
Obviously not.
85
is the median,
is right here on this bell curve.
Oh, okay.
You can see on the bell curve.
Yeah.
It is. Let's see. Doing some quick math here. Like the bottom 16% is under 85.
Okay, what about 95? Where's 95 sit?
Well, 95 is here,
Okay.
in between 85 and 100. So it would still be in the minority.
Okay. What's
It's
the
below.
median IQ?
According to this this chart, this very scientific chart that I found on Google that may not be correct, 100.
Okay, 100 is okay.
That's what you want.
That's what you want.
If you're below 100, you're in the lower half of the population. You are dumber than a majority of the people.
Gotcha.
So anyone listening to this, if you take an IQ test,
Yeah. You know, I think the IQ is actually kind of bullshit.
oh, it is.
It's pretty bullshit.
Yeah. But don't let that comfort you if you're listening.
However, if you're a pig listening to this plotting revolution,
Yeah.
you're probably pretty smart.
I would assume that all of the animals that we've slaughtered for thousands of years are fairly
Got to
stupid.
be pretty dumb, right? Because
Yeah.
it would have at some point they would have been like, "Wait a minute, this can't go on. Something has to stand. Someone's got to stand for this."
You know, there's one farmer. There's 50 of us.
There's a field full of us. Can you imagine if we all started quacking at once? We could distract him, and then we could bite him, and
if cows ever figure out,
we're fucked.
I mean, we could. No human would win in a fight against a cow.
Hell no. Can you imagine? This is such a funny thought. Can you imagine just walking outside and your big fear is I'm going to get trampled by a cow?
Will you ask your therapist if that's anything she's ever heard of?
I will. Have we talked about the phobia of that there's a duck somewhere in the world watching you?
No.
I don't know if I brought that up.
Is this an actual thing?
It's a legitimate phobia that somewhere, look it up, look up duck phobia. There's some people have this legitimate phobia that somewhere in the world there's a duck or a goose watching your every move.
It's such an oddly specific,
Right? It's so specific. It had to be a duck.
Anatidophobia.
That's it. That's the one.
Anatidophobia
Anatidophobia.
is the fear that somewhere, somehow, a duck is watching you.
Even that description is hilarious.
And the picture they've chosen here is a duck.
It's
That's-
like a white Easter duck.
Clearly like mid-chase of a human being. I would love to to have seen the look on the therapist's face when they were the first person to come across this.
Wait.
So is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't really know how to say it. It's just like throughout the day,
I'm sitting around.
I just get the feeling that a duck's watching me. Just a duck.
A duck?
Yeah, a duck.
Like a
Just any duck.
Daffy Duck, Donald
No,
Duck?
just any of the ducks.
Like a real duck?
yeah, a duck.
Like a mallard?
Somewhere, somehow, that thing's watching me. There's a duck.
One of the like dingy looking female ones?
Don't know which one it is. It's watching me, though.
It's a non-specific duck?
Yeah.
Do you have a general schema of a duck?
It's a peeping Tom duck.
Does the duck have like a crystal ball? Like what's the method that, how can it watch you all the time? A camera system of some sort?
This goes to show how bad of a person I am. If I knew a person who had this phobia, I would be so tempted
Oh, of course.
to get one of those duck decoys. Go to Bass Pro Shop, get duck decoys, and put them outside their windows.
Do you think the duck master is at risk of developing This phobia? Like, is that one of the hazards?
That's the number one cause of retirement for duck masters.
They're in my head. They're in my head. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
When he looks in the mirror, sometimes there's just a duck looking back at him. It's worst case scenario right there.
Oh my god, those beady little eyes.
Man. I mean, ducks are a little creepy. I guess I kind of get it.
I've never thought that before.
They could be.
Anything could be.
Of all the birds you eat, I feel like a duck would be the most concerning one.
I don't know. I think I was going to say a rooster, but you don't really eat roosters. You eat chickens.
Yeah. I wouldn't be concerned about chicken because, as we've established, they're the dumbest.
Is there some sort of wisdom that a duck has or something?
An owl.
Yeah,
I know you don't eat it,
but an
creepy. Owl would be the worst bird to come across.
It would.
Because that one knows things.
Oh, yeah, apparently.
An owl is the bird that would be most likely to blackmail you. That's a really big concern if you have owls around.
That is a big concern.
We, at my office, maybe this should have been like a sign, but for a few years now, when we look outside, occasionally there is a turkey vulture that has just roosted. We're on the 4th floor, just roosted by the window, and is just looking in. So maybe we should have looked at that.
A sign that your job is going away.
Yeah. We all need to leave this building immediately. The vultures have arrived. Oh, man.
Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of wish we could talk to the duck master. Do you think if you called the Peabody, you could get the duck master on the phone?
Oh, no way.
No way.
You'd have to talk to a duck directly, and then they would have to order him to talk to you. I don't know. I don't know what you would have to do to talk to a duck
the little
master.
duck patch bay, they just... How may I connect your call? I have to say, he was the nicest guy.
I don't even know what he looks like.
He's a very...
I didn't see him either. I picture a handlebar mustache.
No. Very clean-cut young fella.
I still picture the handlebar mustache. And if I meet him in real life, ever, I'm still going to picture the handlebar mustache.
Why?
I feel like anyone who tends to ducks all day, probably going to have a handlebar mustache.
What if okay, so the alternate scenario is that he works the desk the rest of the time.
Yeah.
That means there's a second person who tends to the ducks. Mm-hmm. This could be your handlebar man. You know what I'm saying?
That's the backup.
No one ever sees him, though. He stays in the duck palace all the time.
So, like, at my job, when our manager calls in sick, we kind of just all tend to ourselves.
Sure.
Do you think if the duck master calls in sick,
the
ducks are just left to come down on their own?
That's a great question. There has to be a backup duck master.
Or is there a duck who takes the lead?
Well, I got to say, it's a pretty patriarchal society because the mallard led the way. And there was only one mallard, and there were like 4 female ducks.
They're not very woke either.
No. Those ducks are old school.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And they did. They literally, he led and they followed.
What do you have to do as a lady duck to break that duck glass ceiling?
I think you have to kill the duck master.
Oh.
And somehow turn your head green.
There we go.
That's a big thing in the duck community.
That's the equivalent of like the legends you hear about a girl who wants to fight in a war.
Yeah.
And so she cuts her hair short.
Right.
If you're a duck, you just like dip your head in green paint.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're...
I'm a boy duck now.
You're Joan of Arc.
Oh.
I know. So that was a long diatribe about one thing I did.
Yeah.
Did that, You know what? I still like Memphis. I kind of hate that hotel, the Holiday Inn, but I like Memphis.
You should stay at the Peabody next time.
I'm going to. It wasn't that much more. I looked it up.
How much is the Peabody?
It's like $160 something a night.
Because it's
not bad.
It is one of the nicest hotels I've ever seen.
Me too. Likewise. And you can just kind of wander around the place. It's amazing.
Let's see.
They have one of those pianos that play themselves.
Player piano?
Yeah. There's the Lansky clothier place in there too. The people that Elvis wore their clothes. Super nice jackets.
If you were to go right now, you could get a room tonight for $209.
That's still not that bad. I don't care.
$262 with taxes and fees.
Whoa.
Whoa. Memphis. Whoa.
But you know what? You can't get a hotel room here.
No.
For like under $300.
But
it's
crazy. I live here, so I don't have to worry about that.
You don't need one. No.
And I don't want more people coming here.
Neither do I. Did you hear about the Period Hotel that I think have now? They were building it. I think it's open. I think it's called Holston House.
The Period?
Period Hotel. Like, it's set in the 40s kind of thing.
Okay.
You were very confused for a minute.
I wasn't sure if we were going, like,
Menstruation
punctuation,
hotel?
menstruation. Okay.
Neither. A punctuation hotel?
Yeah.
You go stay over there with the other semicolons.
Whoa. Too excited. Get out of here.
Full stop.
This is the Period
Full
Hotel.
stop. That's a security guard. Full stop. Yeah.
No, I did not know. Why would that be a thing?
Doesn't that sound fun to you?
A Period Hotel?
Yeah.
No.
You stay there and it's
the hotel is where I go on a trip to get away from things like that. Like you go do the touristy thing.
Yeah.
And then you go back to the hotel and you're like, you're all dead to me. I'm in my hotel now. What's on HGTV?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think it could be kind of relaxing.
No, why would that be relaxing?
Just because, like, you could go. I mean, like, picture the restaurant in that hotel.
Okay.
You can get a steak, a martini.
I can also get that in.
I know.
Any other hotel.
I wonder
there.
if you can smoke in there. That would be interesting.
I doubt that.
I doubt it. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't go and get the laws from
changed
1940.
Separate entrances and exits and all that. They're
also not going to reject any minorities that come in, I'm assuming.
We'll see about that. I'm picturing the lounge having like a jazz band in it, like a small, jazz band.
I guess.
This is what I see. I don't know. It sounds fun to me.
I just want.
Doesn't sound fun to you.
I want a hotel to just be a place
Standard
where I
as
go.
Possible.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't go on trips to experience the hotel.
I think I do
I don't care.
to some degree.
I don't care about the hotel. I want it to be clean.
Yeah.
And I will sleep there. And then in the morning, I will get up and leave the hotel to go do fun things.
Yeah, I understand.
And then the hotel, at that point, as I have left, can burn to the ground for all I care. I am done with it.
If the Peabody caught on fire,
yeah.
Do you think the Duckmaster's like, fly, 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 my friends, fly?
They have a fire drill once every quarter.
Yeah.
Where the ducks just fly out a window. And just in case you're curious, the Duckmaster is left to burn.
Everyone else dies. Yeah. Oh, no, the Duckmaster goes down with his ship.
Yeah.
For sure.
He just watches them fly out the window and goes, I trained you well! And then he's engulfed in flames.
That sounds right. Mm-hmm. Wow, God, who knew that we would go so deep on the Duckmaster?
Yeah.
It's a fascinating thing.
It's very confusing. It's just all around. It's just a very confusing.
Actually, you know what? I just remembered. I took a picture of a brief history of why they do this. So let me describe
I can tell you because I know I've read it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any more sense.
I think you're right. The legend of the ducks. Here we go. How did the tradition of the ducks begin in the Peabody? Wait. How did the tradition of the ducks in the Peabody fountain begin? That's a very
That's how you put words together.
That's a very heavy sentence. Back in 1933, Frank Schutt, general manager of the Peabody, and a friend, Chip Barwick, returned from a weekend hunting trip to Arkansas. The men had a little too much Tennessee sipping whiskey. Oh no, Nathan!
Uh-oh.
And thought it would be funny to place some of their live duck decoys. It was legal then for hunters to use live decoys in the beautiful Peabody Fountain. Live decoys? That was a real duck that they...
Hold it, wait. So they... In this situation...
Yeah.
They bring their own ducks...
Yeah.
To go duck hunting.
Yeah.
Then bring their ducks back. I'm assuming live means they didn't die at any point in time.
They didn't put a bunch of dead ducks in the fountain. Yeah. Hey, man, this would be funny. People would be real freaked out in the morning.
All right, well...
3 small English call ducks were selected as guinea pigs, and the reaction was nothing short of enthusiastic. Thus began a Peabody tradition, which was to become internationally famous. The original ducks have long since been gone. But after more than 80 years, the marble fountain in the hotel lobby is still graced with ducks. Today, the mallards are raised by a local farmer and friend of the hotel. The ducks live in the fountain until they are full grown. Oh. And on retirement from their Peabody duties are returned to the wild. 11 and 5 daily. How do they do out there in the wild?
No.
They can't do well.
So I found an article here from
an
NPR station.
Got it.
Explaining what live decoys are.
Okay.
They just kept ducks and then took the ducks out.
Okay.
So they could shoot other ducks.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I felt like I had to be missing something here.
Yeah. No,
I am not. And it was mostly used for the calling.
Oh, okay.
So these
they
people were just lazy.
Right.
And didn't want to use a duck call.
Right.
So they brought ducks.
To do the calling for them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It seems like, and I mean, I could be speaking out of turn here. It's illegal now, so no one can do it.
Yeah.
But it seems like they could have saved themselves a lot of time and just shot the ducks they already had. They were right there. You don't have to travel with them anymore. And you have duck.
You got duck right there, right now.
But, I mean, that's why I'm not a hunter.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, these things wouldn't occur to me either. I would just go to a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
Call ahead. It takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while.
I assume most people who hunt duck, by the time they shoot the duck, there's not much duck left.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, I think they shoot them with a shotgun, right? So
yeah.
It's got a bunch of little BBs in it.
Do you think, though, the NRA people who are all about these semi-automatic rifles?
Yeah, those bastards, yeah.
Do you think they ever hunt ducks?
With a semi-automatic rifle?
Here's what I think the test should be for gun control now.
All right. I like this.
We will not pass anything extra regulating guns if you can use that gun to hunt a duck and then serve that duck for dinner.
There has to be something left.
And not throw a little bit of duck meat out. Like, it has to be served for dinner.
Intact.
In a very nice presentation. You're going to have Gordon Ramsay come over. He's gonna roast your duck. And it's going to be lovely.
Yeah.
But if you blow too much of the duck away, there's no duck left. Gordon Ramsay comes in and he screams at you.
He's going to be very busy.
Yeah.
I like this. This is a good litmus test. Yeah.
That seems like no one can figure out a logical way to do this, apparently. That's the logical way. It's called the duck test. And if you can't feasibly hunt a duck with that gun, you don't need it. And if you're keeping it because you're afraid the military is going to come after you, they have bombs. It doesn't matter. Just give up.
I'm into
That's
it.
for my relatives.
No, I like it.
That's for all my Oklahoma relatives. The military will destroy you.
Oh, the people who think they can overthrow the government.
Yeah.
And that's why we need guns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, just in case. Just in case the government gets, too tyrannical. That semi-automatic rifle's really going to do a number against those jets.
Yeah, that argument more than any, well, not more than any other, but that argument befuddles me because I'm like, don't you know that they can just give you anthrax? Like, there's so many ways they can kill you if they really, really want to.
And it's 2018 now. With that gun, you know what you're doing? You're shooting a drone.
That's right.
And that drone is probably heavily armored, and you will not kill that drone.
And they have 20,000 more of them. Exactly.
I mean, every time you hear a story about someone using one of these guns for something, it always ends because the gun jammed.
Right.
You're not going to fight a revolution very well with that gun.
Not to mention, they can just drain your bank account. They
can literally do whatever they want.
They have a guy for that.
Yeah.
They have a guy that sits around all day and just goes clickety clickety click. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, duck test.
Duck test.
Present it to Congress.
Get it signed.
I like it.
And as you know, we'll tag on to the end of that if the bill is ratified, it immediately impeaches Donald Trump. That would be good.
I will, if he signs my duck test bill into law, I will give him a handshake and not say anything rude about him for a full week.
That's a hell of a
I know. I don't go a week without insulting anyone. Like, no one goes a week without an insult from me.
He included?
Everyone.
Oh, man. God damn.
Everyone. Most of yours just come directly to your face.
Oh, they do? Oh. Is it bad that I haven't noticed?
I don't know. You'll have to talk that one out. I'm not in charge of that.
Yeah, it's funny. You keep coming up, and she's she's ever so subtly suggesting that the psychological abuse has to end. It's funny being in therapy. I mean, we don't have to talk about therapy again, but it's funny being in there because you think things and then you say them to another person, and there's something to that. There's something to say.
That's like how conversation works
I know.
And stuff.
Right, I know, but like it's
crazy.
I know, it's wild, right? And then they sit there and they're like, I know their job is to be objective, but like I go through life wanting everyone to like me.
Yeah.
And like I think she likes me, but she's like not she like doesn't she's pretty blank. And that's their job. But I forget that in the midst of things.
Yeah.
And I just want her to like crack a little, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want her to crack.
Well, she doesn't care. Like she cares about your mental health.
Sure.
But like the story that you're telling, she hears 8,000 stories a day.
That's true.
She doesn't care.
And I always think the person who was right before me, the person that just got here, or the person that just left, like, are they going through something 20,000 times worse than me? Like, if you're a therapist, like, do you like the easy ones better or the challenges better? You know what I mean?
I have always assumed, because this is how I would be. I would be most irritated by the people who don't really have anything going on, but think they do.
Yeah.
Like the people who are essentially just very whiny.
Yeah.
The people who don't, there's no mental issue. They don't really need therapy in any greater sense.
Right.
But they come in thinking what they have is the most important and worst thing that's ever happened.
Right. And I'm
assuming it's a 23-year-old girl. It's always a 23-year-old girl.
Come on now.
I work with 23-year-old girls. They have a lot of drama in life.
There's a lot of when you're 23.
23-year-old guys. If we're going with gender roles here, which I am because it's the simplest way to divide this up, 23-year-old guys are at a point in their life that they don't care about anything.
That's true.
And 23-year-old ladies are at a point where everything seems way more important than it actually is.
I will say at least on the guy side, there's a reason why Blink-182 wrote the line, "No one likes you when you're 20."
That's true.
Because most 23-year-old guys are kind of... I was a dick.
Yeah.
I was a dick.
I'm
total dick.
I realized this, and I've had this conversation multiple times with my wife. I can't talk to anyone like under 23. Like 23 or under now. I just can't do it. It's very difficult.
And you're how old are you now?
I'm 30.
You're 30. Okay.
Yeah.
You're 30.
It's like they will start telling a story and complaining about something, and in my head, I'm just going, okay. Yeah, that's a real big deal. You're definitely going to be thinking about that in a week.
It's true. I mean, there is like a heightened. It does kind of, well, I will say the thing that happened when we had a kid.
Yeah.
Boy, that turned the volume down on everything else.
And that may be part of it.
It's
too.
Definitely part of it. It's definitely part of it.
Because, and I'm trying to be careful and delicate here to not throw anybody that I ever see under a bus. But, for instance, college students.
Yeah.
You'll hear them going, "Oh, this week we have midterms. Oh, it's just rough." Like, yeah, that's cool. Anyway, so we're still paying off my kid's hospital bills.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
It's just a very different level.
It's a different level, yeah. And I mean, the thing, if you haven't like lived out in the world before, I mean, if you're 23 and you have a job and a family,
yeah.
I think we're having a different conversation. We're talking about 23 and privileged.
Well,
right?
23 in this scenario, we're talking like not like 70s 23.
Right.
Where like now I'm
Which
an
is
adult
35.
and I do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We're talking 23 like I graduated college and I'm still not sure how to sort laundry.
That kind of level. I gotcha. Do the darks go? I can't remember. Do they go with the lights?
It's one white, one dark, right? That's what you do. You put one white sock with one black sock and put them in the washer.
And you 35 loads of laundry? This is what the duck master goes through at night. He's like, God damn it! Mom!
That's how the ducks insist on their socks being washed.
That's right. Their little boobies. Their little flipper feet.
Oh.
I think they're assholes. I think they abuse him psychologically.
And physically. Sushi Jack?
Sushi Jack, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, you think so?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for you to commit to this.
I'm committed. Sushi Jackknife.
No, I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah, Sushi Jackknife.
Okay.